We would like to raise an objection to the election of designated member of the Bureau and the future vice chair of the committee, a representative of the Iranian regime, widely recognized as the world's leading state sponsor and the largest proliferator of terrorism. The State of Israel wishes to disassociate itself from any consensus-based action regarding composition of the Bureau and the election of the officers of the Special Committee on the Charter. For decades, the Iranian regime has openly called for the annihilation of the State of Israel, a blatant violation of the UN Charter. At the same time, it advances its nuclear and ballistic missiles program as a clear blatant violation of the obligation under the UN Charter and international law, posing a grave and imminent threat to the regional and global peace and security. If it is not enough, just over the last few weeks, the Iranian regime has begun brutally suppressed its own people, killing thousands of protesters who only demand is their freedom, investing in repression and massacre at home, and spreading chaos and destruction abroad. A state that systematically violates the Charter and international law, undermines international peace and security, and massacres its own civilians cannot credibly serve on a bureau of the committee tasked with strengthening the very Charter of the United Nations. The fact that this decision is allowed to be passed without objection or even without calling for a vote speaks volume. Israel will not remain silent. We will not join a silent consensus, and we will not stain ourselves by associating with this decision. Therefore, the State of Israel formally disassociates itself from this action. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
This week we have the Secretary General congratulating Iran on the Islamic Revolution Day, and this week we have Iran elected as the Vice Chair of the UN Charter Committee. And I would like to ask you, does the UN believe that Iran's record is consistent with the UN Charter and they will be able to strengthen it?
Look, just to correct you, as I think I answered extensively on the letter. These are letters that are word for word the same to every member state. It was congratulating each member state on their national day. That being said, the election of any member state to a body is the result of voting by member states themselves. So questions about who gets elected to which body is a question for member states. We expect every member state of this organization to uphold the Charter, to uphold the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, given that they themselves signed on to this club that the UN is, and those are some of our founding documents. And the Secretary General, when human rights are violated or when the Charter is violated, has called out member states.
So is he going to condemn the election of Iran?
It is not for him to condemn the election of any member state to a body. He will condemn, and has, when member states, through their actions, he feels violate the Charter or human rights.